In my soul, 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 I know we will come through. Oh, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul.
This is our first Scotian singer-songwriter circle, and I wanted to have the opportunity to present our songwriters. I feel that it's really important to celebrate and recognize what they do. It's not easy in this environment to be creative, so I really love what they do, and they speak to us in a way that I don't think anyone else can touch us. Songs mean so much, and so I'm really, really pleased to come here and to welcome them all, especially our host and all the wonderful, talented people here. But before we begin, I want to thank TD, because they're the sponsors. They're the ones who are supporting us in this venture, and the library. Matthew, he just goes up and above and beyond in terms of helping me and carting stuff around and just being there, because as it is, the library is closed tonight, but they opened up especially for us. So thank you. And I want to mention that Harvey Miller, he's been part of the tech team here, and he is live streaming the event. So it's the ALI television, and
go to www.facebook.com/Afrocentric.
Okay, so it's www.facebook.com/Afrocentric. Afrocentric, sorry. So I want to take a minute to introduce our hosts. I should tell you first that the theme this year for Black History Month is passing the torch, and this lady here, her torch has been lit very strongly in this community. And for the moment, Jackie Barkley also is one of the original members. But if you haven't had an opportunity to hear any of For the Moment's music, go listen to it. I mean, some of the words, the lyrics just speak to our identity and who we are as a community. I mean, there's one called Africville. Africville will never die. I mean, this is the legacy. This is the torch. And I hope you all get a chance to hear the For the Moment songs. They're folk songs. They're songs about everyone in this community, you know, the scope of love and pain and struggle. They really tell a story. So with no further ado, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Delvina Bernard, who I love. So if you are 20, this is her bio. If you are 20 years old or younger, you probably know of Delvina Bernard as an educator and champion of Afrocentric theory and practice. She has been a thoughtful leader on issues of race, gender, culture, and social justice for all of her life, for as long as I've known her. But if you happen to be someone who came of age in the 1980s and 90s, well, I'm beyond that, the 50s and the 60s. If you are someone who moves in progressive music, cultural, and political circles, you will certainly know of Delvina as a singer, songwriter, performer, cultural commentator, and music historian. And I can speak to that too, because Delvina has been a part of the African Nova Scotian Music Association in doing the research around the Heritage Award and the Pioneer Award for the past, I don't know how many years. So it's her work that helps with that. She was born and raised in Lake Loon, Dartmouth, and she began singing, songwriting, and playing guitar in her youth. So, and in 1982, she co-founded and led the nationally acclaimed, award-winning, all-women a cappella quartet, For the Moment. So that's who I was speaking to in terms of For the Moment. I did a documentary, oh my God, 2010. So I called Delvina. Delvina, can I please use one of the songs from your CD? So she said, oh yeah, sure, Shelley. So, so I used, I think I used Fighting for Freedom and In My Soul, which is what this is called, In My Soul. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to let Delvina take over as host. And thank you all again. Oh, I have to thank my sister, Nadine, because she did the refreshments. So
You gotta eat.
And did I forget somebody?
Did you want to say something about those kind of smiles?
No, I'm going to leave that to you.
Okay.
Mhm. I'm done. Thank you.
This is actually very exciting because I just think that it's been long awaited. Shelley has been talking about doing a songwriters circle for a very long time. And so I'm very honored to be the host of something that I enjoy and love so much, which is like listening to songs and understanding creative process, and along the way of my life having written a few songs myself. So I'm really happy that I'm the host to these wonderful artists who I have seen play in our community many times and in different settings, and each time they amaze me. And what I like so much, and this is why we're having it, is that they write their own songs. So I'm your host. I was told I didn't have to play tonight, make any music tonight, because, but I brought my old guitar here with me, my old faithful, just as something to keep me company. Something like, if you listen to Vinyl Tap, Randy Bachman, so this is how the kinds of things I listen to on CBC on a Saturday night. Not much going on in my life, hey? Randy, he always, like, as he is, talking about the songs, he's always like, just strumming a few chords. And I like that, it just adds an ambiance. And I was like, I don't like that, because it's kind of something I do sometimes when I'm sitting home from holding my guitar from time to time. I'll just be passing chords, and just a few, because Kim and Jackie Barkley, Kim who sang in For the Moment also will tell you, I had the same dry joke for years where whenever we perform, and it was only one song because we were a cappella, that I would use guitar on, and the song had 2 chords. And so I would say the same word. I would say, a joke that I learned from someone else, I say, well, this song only has 2 chords, but if you're holding more than 3 chords, you're only showing off anyway. So this is my friend that I brought along here to show that tonight I can actually hold a few more chords, but not all together in one song. That's just it. Anyway, so tonight I'm your Oprah. I get to host these wonderful artists. Hey. I'm your Wendy Williams without the big knees. Or I could be your Charlotte Williams without the good jokes, right? But a little bit of Randy Bachman with the guitar. So, songwriting is really important in our community because we have so much talent in our community. But one of the things we tend to do is we focus a lot on the performing aspect of music in our community. So it's like, who can give that masterful performance? To sometimes the marginalization of the creative aspect of the talent in our community, right? So this is why I'm so delighted about this, and I got to stop going on because I've been known to, if you talk to people who know me in my music years, we'd get rehearsals, and I'd keep them there half the night, and then Anne Marie Woods, who was in the group, said, Vonna, can you please let us out of singing prison? This is what one of the women would say. So I won't keep people in singing prison. But what we want to do tonight is really to not just hear these wonderful performances from these 3 amazing artists, but to dig a little deeper, in terms of asking them about their creative process. What inspires them to write songs? You know, what is the motivation for them to create what they create? I want to find out who's behind these songs. We want to find out the stories behind their compositions. Because sometimes the stories are more interesting than the songs.
That's true.
I recall a funny story, and I'm sorry if I make it sound like an old home week, referring to people in the room as if we all know each other that way. But Jackie Barkley, who was one of the members of For the Moment in terms of its inception, helped found the group with me. She used to always say to me, like, well, let's just say this first, that when we first started, I was mortified. I'd stand up there and I'd be scared to introduce the songs. I'd be shaking and holding a piece of paper. This next song is called. You know. So then eventually I started rehearsing a few things and I learned a few. And I would get up and I would tell the story about the song. And the introduction, as Jackie said to me, Vina, you can't make the introduction longer than the song. You just have to stop that. You can't have a 3-minute song and a 4-minute introduction. So, like I'm doing right now. So, anyway, we do want to get behind the stories of the songs and what, you know, motivates these folks to create. And because I know that people don't just make music just for any reason, anyhow. There's something very deep going behind the currents of these people's minds, hearts, spirits, and soul, and that's what we want to get at, the essence of that creation. And I know we're going to have a good time finding out about that. So we have with us Owen O Sound Lee, right here. And Owen is from Ontario, and we do this thing that you come to Nova Scotia, we keep you. And the women are very good at finding men in Ontario, you know, the Caribbean or anywhere else, and just making them come to Nova Scotia.
It's true. It's very true.
And if they really act up, what we do is we saddle them, as in Lauren, in Owen's case, he's got like a set of triplets that are under 3 months old, and 2 other children. So he's got like 5 kids under the age of. So he's here for good. He has his own band now. He has his own starting line for a basketball, 5,
yep.
Right?
Starting 5, absolutely.
But he studied music. When you studied where? Tell me.
At York University.
At York, that's what I thought. He studied at York University. A lot of great people. My old friend there, Orrin Isaacs,
all right,
who is known quite well in Toronto. He was the band leader for the Canadian Idol show. He also hails out of there, and so we know he did that. We know locally here he leads the ministry team at the Emmanuel Baptist Church, and he also is the director of the music director for the Nova Scotia Mass Choir, and he performs he's an awesome solo artist in his own right. He's performed with people such as Kim Burrell and many other, you know, great gospel singers. And and you see his bio there. He got his inspiration at a very young age, and so that's a little bit of insight into his creative juices right there. So I'm really happy to have him with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Owen, just give a little clap for Owen. Exactly. And to my far right here, we have Maje. And I love that the theme this year is Pass the Torch, to have the young men with us, you know? And just getting to know him, and I know we're going to get to know more about him, but we know that he was the winner of the contest for the Viola Desmond Songwriting Contest, and that really put his name out there, right? Prompted him. He had all this talent all the time. It took Viola Desmond to get us to find out that he had all this talent. And he started a group with some other young men that's very progressive music, and telling their stories about their experience and what it feels like to be a young black man coming to terms with how life is here. So I know he's going to grace us with some of that experience today. So please, ladies and gentlemen, Maje. I got my sister girl right here, you know. She comes from a talented line, like, you know, the Canes are like, you know, when you got the blood from up home, it's like going to Cape Breton. It's like, what, you mean someone down here can't sing? You go to North Preston, it's the same thing, right? It's like everybody's talented. Can you find somebody there that can't sing? But Cindy's very, very talented, and again, when I first heard Cindy, I said, wow, she's a going concern. She's a force to be reckoned with. Then when I realized she was writing her own songs, I said, oh, yeah. Awesome. I mean, she studied musical theater at Sheridan College in Ontario. She's traveled, performing in the entertainment industry and the tourism industry. And, she came back to Canada and really put her music out there. She's made 2 recordings, which is amazing. And she's open for people, the likes of like Aretha Franklin. And so they don't just call you up to open for Aretha Franklin like that. Yes. No, they don't. So, ladies and gentlemen, Cindy Kane.
Very true.
Yeah. So that's our team. So how we're gonna do this is this is the nice thing about black music, right? African music is like, one of the things about African musical experience is that there's no separation between performer and audience. Yeah. That's an artificial line, because in some African languages there's no word for it. You know what I mean? Because it's considered that everybody can sing. There's no such thing as you can't sing. There's no such thing. And also, some word languages, there's no difference between the word singing and dancing, because it is assumed that when you sing and when you make music, you dance. So that's one of the reasons why they had to kick black people out of the European churches, because we started doing the shouting up in there. Say, what do you mean dancing in church? We say, well, we didn't know that back in Africa we worship, we dance for the Lord. So we're going to be very comfortable with each other here, in that context. That we're going to be calling on you to throughout the night to share, as well as we will with these wonderful people that are going to perform with us. So I'm thinking maybe how we're going to do this is we're just going to go round robin with the 3 of them, and I'm hoping I get inspired enough that I might even bust a tune or something out here.
All right.
But we'll see about all that. So I'm thinking that because it's pass the torch, that I think we should honor the young man first to share with us. I just think that's proper. So,
Hey, where you at?
so Majid, tell me. Let me just ask you first. What inspires you to write?
Many things. Well, first of all, I tell everybody I'm very competitive, so like being in hip hop is the perfect place for me. So seeing other people make music and like make great songs makes me want to get better. And I don't know, ever since I was young, I knew exactly like this is where I had no other choice but to write songs. So yeah.
Here's what I like about hip hop. Sometimes I feel almost saddened that we don't have more people writing songs. Yeah. I actually do. But where the inspiration and excitement comes to me is the young hip hop generation. Yeah. Because they are the ones writing their own songs. Mm-hmm. And I think that the genre forces it, because you see, hip hop is about telling your authentic story. Yeah. I mean, anyone can sort of not anyone, but it's okay. It's allowable to sort of, learn word for word every ooh and ah, the way that perhaps that Whitney Houston delivers a song and get up and do it, and people say, wow, great performance. Or, Mariah Carey or somebody else, that's all fine. But hip hop is really about telling your authentic story. So it would be kind of, almost antithetical or not right to sort of, okay, I'm going to learn everything that Lil Wayne said. Learn it word for word, his story together. That's not your story, right? So the nice thing about hip hop is that you have to tell your own story. Yeah. So it forces the artist, anyone who engages with hip hop has already decided, I'm writing my own song.
You know, because I mean, back in the early form of hip hop, yes, we all knew the words: hip hop, hip it, hop, dance, jump to the booty to beat. But when now it has progressed to something else, and when people start telling their hardcore stories, it's kind of unauthentic to tell somebody else's hardcore story. It really is. So I like that. So, like, you have some friends that are doing music too. Are they all writing their own stuff?
Yes, everybody writes songs still.
Exactly. So is anybody like, learning Drake's words word for word, trying to do his songs?
I already did that.
Yeah, how did it work? How was that working for you?
No, I still tell my own, but I do know a lot of Drake.
You know, like some playing as a soundtrack in your mind.
Yeah.
It's good.
I play other people's music to inspire mine. Like I can't just listen to a beat over and over. I have to listen to other music to write. Yeah.
What's the first song you ever wrote?
Oh, I don't know,
that you perform, not the ones you sing in the shower. The ones you perform.
I had a really cool come up when it comes to music because although my mother was super against it, a lot of my teachers were for it. So I would do a lot of assignments in song form. So when I was in high school, we did this project on Stephen Harper, and he passed this thing that nobody wanted.
That was the whole government, the whole term.
Yeah,
everything it was in my life.
Exactly. Okay. So I don't know, I didn't want to write about it in an essay form, so I wrote a song, and then my teacher put me on CBC radio, so that was really cool.
CBC has a habit on that people, yeah. It's taking you up there.
Yeah.
Good for CBC. So I also gathered you said your mom didn't like it, but your teachers did.
Yeah.
So, so are you telling me you listened to your teachers, didn't listen to your mom? You didn't say that.
No. That's what I'm saying. It was just music kind of trapped me. Even if my mama wanted me to be something else, music wasn't letting it happen. Yeah. So I don't mean to put my mama on blast, and that's what I'm saying. Just because she's super cool right now.
Yeah.
Me and her are cool. She loves it.
I have a list that long of things my kids.
So just growing up, every parent's like that. Mostly they did you know what I mean. They want you to have a backup plan. You know. So now I understand it. I did crazy stuff. People wouldn't believe the stuff that I did in the 2000s. I really had to go to that extreme. My mom took my music away from me on 3 different occasions. So all the songs that I wrote, she took them away from me on 3 different occasions. I would actually have to sneak in a room and get them back, or just simply start from scratch. And I did that plenty of times. And I don't know, when I couldn't sleep, my mom wasn't for all the dirty lyrics and whatnot. So so
now it's coming.
I don't rap like that.
Oprah India. Wait till the Barbara Walter gets moving. No, I can find out everything.
So I couldn't blast that music in the house. It was a gospel hoax, so I couldn't blast that music in the house. Although I didn't agree with all the lyrics, it was the sounds that got me. So mama ain't raised no fool. So I don't disrespect women, or I don't even curse in my music. And that's her influence. That's what I took from her, as opposed to you know what I mean, just not doing music. I used to just have a Walkman and just listen to music. My mom even took the MP3 player from me that I found. That, to me, that stuff was gold.
So did you watch The Get Down, the show The Get Down?
I haven't yet.
Yeah, you see,
I know.
The little girl whose the parents don't want her to sing because they're a gospel household.
Yeah.
Or the big stage play, Mama, I Want to Hear You Sing, which is Deborah Cox. I heard her do that when she was about 16 years old in Toronto, and that's how she got her start. She played the part of the young woman who was who grew up in a gospel home, and her parents didn't want to let her sing. Yeah. All right. See, that's what we'll find out more.
We want to hear you sing, man.
So now we want you
Sing
to
us a
sing
song.
something at us.
No, what? Already?
Yeah. How much more would they need?
Yeah, I wrote a song about Viola Desmond. But I'm not gonna do that song. But I wrote a song also. Last year I entered another competition, CBC Searchlight. I didn't win, but the song did really well and it was well received, so I guess I could do a verse from there.
You need some music?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Here we go.
Maybe.
Maybe? Do you have the music?
I actually do, but
You're good.
yeah, we good.
Yeah, he's good.
So basically it's like a message to like black women. So
Alright.
I say, it's your time to shine. I know you've been looking for some real peace of mind. You feel like your heart is broken, you can have a peace of mind. Can't wipe away history, but we can wipe away tears. They gave us a month, let's celebrate all year. Don't let them interrupt, don't let them interfere. Stigmas won't disappear, but we ain't going anywhere. We kings and queens, you know how we get down. So wear that afro like a crown. And don't let them tell your story, cause you know that they'll leave things out and throw shade on the potential that we bring out. Want you to keep quiet and just play your part. I know the system don't love you, but keep loving your heart. So even when it's going down, just like Jock said, you gotta keep your head up, just like Pac said.
So we'll come back to you on how you do your music to your pieces. That's a great lyrical rendition, and we're gonna find out more about that.
All right.
All right. One more time for my We're glad you went and wrestled your mother for that stuff. So turn over here to Brother Owen. So you gotta tell us, people are asking everywhere in the world. I was in China and someone asked me last week, what does the O stand for in O sound? Why did you choose that?
Okay, so...
Okay, I wasn't there last week.
Alright, so O Sound was a name that was given to me. And a lot of people get it confused. There's a city in Ontario named Owen Sound, coincidentally, but that's not where the name O Sound came from. I was
actually at a folk festival. I never heard tell of it until you got invited to a folk festival in Owen Sound. I'm like, where's that?
Exactly.
And found out that there's a historic black community there.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
So I was in the studio, and I hear harmonies in my head all the time. Like when I hear a song, the harmonies start playing immediately. So a lot of times when you try to explain what you hear, people don't get it. So you just have to do it and let them hear it for themselves. So after I laid harmonies on the track, one of my friends was just like, man, you just got your own type of sound. You know what? I'm gonna call you O Sound. I'm like, that's whack. But he was serious. He literally, every time we did a show, he would introduce me as O Sound. My immediate friends started calling me O Sound. So everywhere I went, people just kept saying, O Sound. I ended up embracing it. So I just made my government name Owen Lee, but put O Sound in the middle so that you know my real name and my stage name.
Ah, nice. Yeah, see, everybody wanted. Did you want to know that? Yeah. Is anybody here beside me want to? Did everybody? Yeah, we all wanted to know that. And now it's like, how you take? See, now every time I hear that, I'm gonna, hear that story playing like a soundtrack in my head, like the harmonies you hear in yours.
Exactly.
And it's gonna have a total different meaning to me now, because it's packed with a fun-filled story. And your talent is what made them want to give you that name.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about, one of the first, like gospel is full of other people's songs. It's like this is like a mountain of music out there that you can just replicate or rearrange and so forth. And there's a song for everybody. We all want to come to Jesus.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to write that?
So, with me, I grew up in a very interesting musical environment. I'm the only one in my family that does music. My parents aren't musical, my siblings aren't musical. It literally just all fell on me. My parents are Jamaican, so I grew up on a lot of reggae, dancehall, ska, but growing up in Toronto, we listened to a lot of hip-hop, R&B, soul, and my mom, who's a Christian, who dragged me to church every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I listened to a lot of gospel and hymns, so all of this amalgamated. And I began to figure out who I am and what my sound is. And the problem I had is a lot of times I'd hear music I like, but it didn't accurately represent me. right? And not necessarily the message because I believe in the gospel, but the way it comes across. I found I had issues relating to a lot of music, and even when I was asked to perform or what type of music I would do, it'd be hard to answer because I love hip hop, I love R&B, I love the sound. I'm not necessarily just gospel, not just hand clapping, foot stomping. So it became clear to me that in order for me to really tell my story and identify myself, I just had to do it myself, right? So
what inspires you most when you start to write a song? What really inspires you most?
Aside from musicality, my dad always taught me that have something to say when you open your mouth, right? If you don't have anything to say, then keep your mouth closed. And I find that a lot of us as musicians, we take comfort in our talent. You know, I'm a singer, and that's my identity. I'm a piano player, that's my identity. But your identity is not your talent. Your talent is what you use to push your identity. Right? So if you have a message to speak, it's your talent that helps you get that message across. People may not listen to me speak, but when I start singing, I have your attention. Right? So that's what I wanted to utilize my gifts for. Yes, I know I can sing, but what am I singing about? Am I evoking change? When you hear me talk, do you care about what I have to say, or am I telling someone else's story? Right? So.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's important, because some folks, after they get so far, they start saying things like, someone's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. It's like, come on, Paul. You know you should write that song for that. Do me a favor, open the door and let them in. Now, come on now. For the younger folks, they're like, what song is that? So, Owen, would you share a selection with us, and once you set that up for us, what would you like to do?
You know what? I'm actually going to do a song I wrote for the Viola Desmond competition. I got disqualified because I didn't live here long enough. They said you got to be in Nova Scotia for at least a year. And at that point, I was here for a couple months. So, sorry.
Look at some big film come down here from Ontario for a few months, thought he was going to jump up in the song contest. I'm just playing with you, you know that. I don't blame you.
Well, one thing, I enjoyed being there though. I was still at the finals, and Maji's performance was amazing. And even from the outsider standpoint, when they were announcing third place and second place, when he realized that he was winning, the way he just got swarmed by all these people just supporting it, stuff like that, that means a lot. It lets you really know that your gift and your talent means something to the community, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and sing the song that I wrote for the Viola Desmond competition. It was also co-written by Vanessa Simons, also known as Asia, and Jesse Brown. And essentially we wrote it saying, if Viola Desmond was alive today, what would she want to say to our generation? How would she pass the torch? And I feel like that message goes across for any Black activist or leader from back in the day. A lot of things and struggles that they've gone through back then are reminiscent of what we go through now. So the name of the song is Think of Me, saying that when we go through things today, think of the ones before us who went through the same things, right? It's kind of a way of saying stay hopeful. Injustice fills your heart with pain, when you pray at night for peace, when you feel like all your hopes in vain, just stop and think of me. And if you find yourself against the odds, no amount of time can heal. You're fighting battles you've already lost. Just stop and think of me. 'Cause I'm the voice of the people through the struggles we fight. I'm the face of redemption, the truth between the lies. When you look into the darkest night and all you see is
stop and think of me. See, I've been battered, beaten, bruised, and torn, but I still made it in one piece. And there were times I felt all alone, but thank the Lord, 'cause I know He kept me. Oh, so when you cry, let it be tears of joy. Yeah, find the strength that lies so deep. And as you rebuild hope that's been destroyed, just stop and think of me. 'Cause I'm the voice of the people through the struggles we fight. I'm the face of redemption, the truth between the lies. When you look into the darkest night, and all you see is out of reach. Oh, don't you lose your focus in the blind. Oh, just stop and think of me.
Yeah. All kinds of people, so I'm glad you were disqualified.
Thanks.
You say something. Beautiful piece, beautiful piece.
Yeah.
So let's turn to our sister here. Yeah, we saving the girl power for last. So, Miss Kay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you've been doing your thing for a while. You have, and you write your own stuff, as we know. So, what inspires you to
My family,
write?
experiences, my friends, just family, just everyday stuff. And my current situation usually helps me write.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you discover this gift that you have? Because it is a gift. Yeah.
Thank you, God.
You need to go closer to the mic.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't usually have a problem talking. They say I talk loud, but okay, here we go. Is this better, you guys?
Yes.
Okay. What was the question?
So, does anybody remember what the question was? Were we even talking? When did you just aspire to
Well,
your gift?
in Toronto, I remember, like just in school, like because I grew up in Toronto, but every summer of my life I spent here in Nova Scotia. But I would say that in Toronto there was a gentleman by the name of Ron Allen that heard me sing. That came by my school one day and actually heard me sing. He's like, "Hey, I want to get you in my studio." So the very, very first song that I wrote, it was like a party song for me and my girlfriends.
You said you're inspired by your family and friends.
And it was so 90s. It was like, let me tell you about my homies. Like it was like all the.
It was the 90s.
It was the 90s. Yeah. Yeah, but that was my very, very first song that I wrote. I've been singing for a long time, but I mean, actually, when I sat down and knew that I was actually going to like get into a booth and sing, that was my. That's what I did. Yeah.
So, what do you want to share with us for the first go around for you right now?
First go around, I was also in the Viola Desmond contest, and this was a song that I wrote. This one didn't even make it in the finals. Like myself and Aaron Costello wrote a song as well, and that we got second place. But this one that I wrote didn't get into the competition, but I really like it. So it was nice. I was really happy that they had the competition because it gave me an opportunity to write about viola. Miss Desmond.
So 3 viola songwriting contests. I'm gonna get up and leave right now. Or go home and write a song about viola Desmond. So what's your song called? Set that up for us?
It's called Stand Up.
Okay.
Oh, I like that too.
I like that.
And it's gonna hook up the music. So you can just clap your hands like this. Hey. Hey. November 8th, 1946. The car broke down, had to get it fixed. To pass the time, went to the picture show. Yeah, let me tell you how it goes. She bought a ticket, paid her fare, found a seat and sat in a chair. The man comes over, said go upstairs. Viola looked at him and said, I declare I'm not moving. I'm tired. I'm trying to watch a movie. I'm fine. Viola Desmond let him know that I'm alive. Hey, hey, hey. Help me sing and say, help me sing. She sat down. Yeah. Stand up. Stand up for the people. Viola knew she was equal. She sat down to stand up. Yeah, stand up for the people. Viola knew she was equal. She sat down to stand up for the people. They forced her out the picture show. Took her downtown, even though she bought a ticket and paid her fare. I said, segregation better beware. They forced her out overnight. Never told her about her rights. She wasn't moving. She was high, trying to watch the movie. She was high. Viola Desmond let her know they out the line. Hey, hey, hey. Help me sing and say, help me sing. She sat down and stand up for the people. Now let me hear you guys say it. Come on, come on. She sat down. She sat down. Hey, to stand up. Hey, stand up for the people. Viola knew she was equal. She sat down. Woo, to stand up for the people. Viola knew she was equal. She sat down to stand up. She sat down to stand up. She sat down to stand up. Stand up for the people.
Wow. No, as I'm thinking of that song, because you do soul, I've heard you like veer off a little bit towards jazz, and you know R&B, but this clearly is entrenched in a traditional blues idiom in a certain way. Is there a particular reason why you chose that?
It's funny because you know what? I'll go to, I was invited to, since I've been living here, I got invited by a couple guys that I used to jam with to go to Bearley's. And I used to always hear my uncle, like my Uncle Buddy, God rest his soul, he would always listen to the blues, and I'm like, oh, whatever, Uncle Barney. Yeah, you ain't never heard nothing like this. So it was still in me. I'd be like, I try and because that was when R&B was out. I'd rather listen to TLC, but he would push that on me. But when I went to Bearley's, they would get me up to sing, and I just started feeling more comfortable, and it felt a little like gospel. You know, it felt like, because it's a bunch like your stories.
Yes,
right?
Blues came out of gospel, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just kind of felt home. And it felt good. It felt, it felt natural. And I feel really good doing the blues. I was talking to my sister about actually doing a blues album.
Yeah, you should. And a song about a woman, a black woman, giving her sass. Needs a blues.
Right.
They don't work in a ballad the same way.
No.
Because the blues are about telling the story, the real.
Right.
No playing going on right here. So, yeah. I mean, that's where we showed our guts throughout time. Black women listen to the old blues, right? Yeah. Thornton, Big Mama Thornton and these folks. Or even though Billie Holiday had a quieter version, it wasn't like a rough blues, you know what I mean? Not like a Coco Taylor blues, but by the same token, that's where we show the world, sit back. Oh, it's very nice. Like that.
Yeah, me too.
I want to give a shout out to one of my mentors who's sitting here tonight, who taught me more than the 3 chords that I know. Give it up for Mr. Gordy Little G Johnson.
Yeah.
Right there, Johnson. Thank you. I'm getting a hug out of this. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I know they got one of my record guitar.
All right. Oh, you have it. I'm gonna hide it after the show. He's 75 years old. Woo! All right. So Gordy was taught me, lived across the street, taught me and my cousin every Saturday. We'd have to come and bring our little guitars that we bought from the Sears catalog. And he would teach us a chord and go home and practice, and we'd come back and didn't have regular trouble. So we thank him for that. And his name was Dwayne Sparks, my cousin. His sister Deanna's there in the audience. And he taught us, and he inspired a love for music. And what was really cool is those days the Arrows Club used to exist. And he would take us all over to the Arrows Club for the matinees and on the Saturdays on a Griffin Street night. And we got to see all the cover bands that were covering, you had the Four Pennies who were covering the Four Tops, and you had Little Royal who was covering James Brown, and you had Eric Mercury, and you had lots of Papa. And so we saw really professional quality performances, which inspired us. I think a lot of us who grew up in that era, we had access to that, and you don't have a kind of live performing like that anymore, but that was very inspirational for many people of my generation to sort of get in touch. And I see all the noise like Melinda and I see Wanda, all the people who were probably all there at the same time, Shelley, and that's how it was then. So Margie, we're gonna come back to you. Yeah, so get you to share something with us a little more. Tell me about your, very briefly before you drop something else on us, about the musical part. What do you perform? You perform to some tracks, do you normally? So tell me who composes your tracks, how you do that?
I just browse the internet. YouTube, everybody knows YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I only have a couple producers I work with personally, but my brain works too fast to work with one producer, so I need new sounds around me constantly. So I browse and browse and browse, and I just freestyle to everything I hear. And as soon as I find a melody before I even write any lyrics. So as soon as I find a melody, if I like it, I won't forget it. So I'll leave the song. I won't even like start writing it until my brain triggers me to write.
So for you, you start with a melody first.
Yes.
Before you decide what words are going to go on top.
Yes, because I always tell people, I want people to, when I perform my songs, I want you to be able to sing it with me. I want it to, like, you know, like, to just flow. Right. I don't want to just, you know, just hit just the line after line. Yeah, I want to sing with you. So, yeah.
That's good. So there we go. And that's the thing about songwriting, because like as an art form, you know what I mean? Because it's like a lot of different art forms combined, because it's like being a poet. Exactly. But poets just, you know, write verse. They don't necessarily, you know, and then there's people who compose but don't write lyrics. Yeah. And then there's people who are lyricists, right? But the artistry of songwriting, which gives it its own character, its own flavor, and its own artistic inroad, is that it's a marriage between all those things, so that when you pick a topic like something about Viola Desmond, you can't just set that to any kind of backdrop. You have to have the instinct to know that this music goes with that story. And that's the fun of songwriting, is the trial and error of finding the right kind of musical intonation that matches up with the integrity of the story that you want to tell. And that's what defines a songwriter. That's what makes a songwriter. Songwriter is someone who has to be able to paste these words over these phrases and use the right words. Because I mean, we do hear. I listen to the radio. Some of the songs say that's not singable. I mean, like using words out of the dictionary that sound great in a Wordsworth poem, but some words just don't go with songs. You know, so you gotta find, the match. You gotta find that sweet spot. Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. Challenges that over the years when we were doing For the Moment music, one of my good pals and respected friends is the poet George Eliot Clark. And anyone here is familiar, he's like a Governor General Award-winning poet. And George has some words that you have to say, George, that's not really in the dictionary. you just made that up. Yeah. And the ones that you weren't using, you gave them to L. Jones. Another girl with words I've never heard before. I said, there she is. I was saying, you guys are too smart for your own good. But the challenge was that George says, oh my God, I love what you guys do, and I want to sing you some of my poems so you can, write songs with them. I was like, oh, I can't, this doesn't work, George. You got tone the stuff down a little bit. So, make some modifications. So there are some poems that their integrity is best as poems, and there are some things that address words that just aren't meant to be sung. So you have to find that sweet spot where you can find the right words and lay these together. And that is the genius of songwriting, which is to be able to marry lyrics and sound to create this unified, work at the end that feels organic. It just feels like it all belongs together. Right? So that's why I'm interested in hearing how each person does it, because everyone goes about it very, very differently to arrive at their song at the end.
I take a long time to write a song. Like 8 months, a year easily. Yeah.
And it's a good thing people aren't paying you by the hour. This is gonna make it really hard for commission to work, right? Yeah. Commission you to write a song track, and you're not paying you by the hour because it's gonna be expensive. Give us something.
Takes me a year to think of something too. Cause I wanna be where you are. That sparkle in your eyes matches the shine in the stars. So let's take it too far. Cause I wanna be where you are. Things around me are changing. And yeah, I made some rearrangements, but I still feel the same things. Cause I wanna be where you are. You tell me you want a verse, of course. You tell me you want a song, I won't have you waiting too long, 'cause I wanna be where you are, so much more than a trophy wife. Text saying you wanna hold me tight, hold me down, that's how you hold me right, 'cause I wanna be where you are. Actually, Owen Lee's on that song.
You one of them, they're sensitive boys.
Don't play with me.
Oh, yeah, about 6 of them in the community. So, can I go back to you now? Slightly. All right. So, tell us about your creative process.
So
what do you do first? Do you change it up every time?
It's different every single time, right? And I think I spent my life really trying to hone on every individual craft, songwriting, singing, playing. So sometimes I might hear a chord, and the chord will resonate, and all of a sudden a song will come from it. Other times I might hear a phrase, and the phrase will resonate, and I can try to build a song, a theme from it. Other times it may be someone plays a beat and someone sings a melody and I like the melody, so you spend time trying to put words to the melody. And once you get that match, we run with it, right? So it's different every single time for me personally.
No, I think that's right. I mean, I built a whole outfit around a pair of shoes. I understand what you mean.
You ain't the only one.
But no, it's true. As a songwriter, that I do that too. Like sometimes I'll start with the lyric first. Sometimes just a phrase will come in your head and you run and put it on a tape recorder of some sort. But I don't want to forget this.
Exactly.
Then grab an iPhone, make it easier now. Back in my day, you had to go run and grab a cassette player or something like this. And, you know, or hum it all the way home on the bus. Hurry up, don't talk to me yet. Don't talk to me. Stop. Then you get it on tape. Woo! Yeah, it feels good. Then you say, okay, I'll get up tomorrow and I'll write it. Yeah, exactly. Because it took all day just to hold it in your head.
Exactly.
So tell us about the one you'll do for us now.
All right, so I'm actually going to do, it was mentioned today, so I'll do it.
Emmanuel.
There you go. Okay, fine. So I direct the Nova Scotia Mass Choir, and this last Christmas we released an EP, and it was self-titled Emmanuel. So during the process of trying to get songs together and finding Christmas music and trying to put our own unique spin, I'm very adamant about original content. Even if it's a Christmas album, if we could find 2 or 3 songs of our own, that will stick. No matter, because everyone will have their favorite rendition of Wish You a Merry Christmas, whatever, but your song is your song, right? So if you have that, then nobody can take that from you. So while we're going through the process, one day I was driving to work and I just heard the word Emmanuel, but I heard it to a melody. I just heard, put myself in the right key, I heard Emmanuel. That's all I kept hearing as I'm driving to work, just Emmanuel. So a lot of work didn't happen that day. When I got to the office, I sat at the piano and I started putting chords to what I was hearing, and then listened and found out the meaning of the word Emmanuel, which means God with us. So I just started building the song from the meaning, and the song Emmanuel came. And it's available on iTunes and CD. All right, so I'll go ahead and sing the song. I owe to you my everything. Your life you gave, new life you bring. My Savior, you were born in a manger. You are Emmanuel. Oh, Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
That means God with us, the Holy One. You are Emmanuel. And the word says that he's infant lowly, he's the manger born, promised Redeemer, now risen Lord. You are God with us, you're the Holy One. You are Emmanuel. Oh, Emmanuel. Oh, Emmanuel. You're God with us, the Holy One. You are Emmanuel.
I love the story that went with it. The fact that no work got done that day.
I hope my boss ain't watching.
Absolutely. Yes, ALI TV is what you're watching if you're live streaming with us, or with us while we're live streaming. If not, and by the way, this will be posted. This will be posted, and so people can go back and watch it. You can help folks, so that'd be great. That'd be a great thing. So we're going to turn to Sister Cindy and ask her to grace us with another one of her compositions. She told me a little bit about her creative process and what comes first for you, the lyrics, the chorus, the music.
Yeah, usually it's the
melody.
It's the melody for sure. And what happens is I usually listen to the music, let the music play, and I'll just kind of scat on it. And kind of like you, I'll scat on it, record myself while I'm doing it.
Do you play instrument?
I don't play.
So you.
But I play drums. I do.
So do you like download beats from, as Marjorie said, from internet, or you work with musicians?
I work with musicians, but you know what? I've got a full-blown band in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a full-blown band in my head. And
so how do you communicate that melody to the musicians? You hum it?
I
What do you do?
So what happens is I just scat on it, and then I'll just kind of, I don't bring it to the musicians right away. I kind of work it out myself.
Yeah.
And then once I get it, and I nail it, and I put words to it, then I'll bring it back to the musicians. I'll be like, okay, this is how it goes. And God's blessed me with really good ears, and I just kind of worked itself out.
That's amazing. You know, because when, and like myself, I don't read music. And so one of the challenges is when you have that, like you said, that orchestra inside of your head, and you're not really that accomplished, when you only know the 3 chords, right? The 3 chords, you're not showing off. Then when you're trying to compose this for people, it's very difficult. And it can be sometimes for the musicians who, they'll tell you that that's an inverted seventh, that's a, G sharp major, this, that, that's a diminished run, and all that. I mean, I know some things from playing guitar, but not the kind of way that when you work with musicians and bands who play and write music. So I think that's one of the reasons why we became an a cappella group. It's like, I can't translate this.
Right on key.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, it's always fun because musicians, that's the thing about the spirit of musicians is that it's the language anyway, and they love to, trial and error to, is this what you mean? You know what I mean? And it was really fun when we did our last recording that we did a number of songs to tracks. And this we worked with Warren Isaac, who produced a couple of tracks, and it was awesome just hearing them work to say, okay, how are we going to transpose this from a cappella into a song with instrumentation? What do you hear here? Do you hear keyboards here? Do you hear horns here? What do you hear here? And so, yeah, it's kind of cool. So, what will you say first now?
I'm going to sing a song that I just wrote, and it's actually going to be on my new CD that'll be coming out soon. Well, not soon. I won't say soon, but very shortly. It'll be in 2017. I wrote this song, and the first time I actually spoke about this past hurt of mine that I had when I was got into high school. Like I said, I grew up in Toronto, and I tell this story every time. But the first time I actually spoke about this past hurt of mine was like when I would be in Toronto, and I'd kind of pretend that I was something that I wasn't. I would pretend that I was Caribbean because I didn't know my history. And I'm not going to blame that on my parents because my parents were very hardworking, so they didn't have time to be like, look, you know, they had bills to worry about. So, and I found that when I was in Toronto, I'd pretend that I was Jamaican sometimes, or sometimes I was Trinidadian, or I would all these different nationalities but my own, because they would ask me, Cindy, where are you from? I'd be like, I was born here, I was born in Toronto. And they're like, okay, well, where are your parents from? I'm like, well, here in Nova Scotia, like in Canada. Well, where are their parents from? Nova Scotia. And where they're and it kept going on and on. They called me Captain Highliner because I was from Nova Scotia. It was awful. And then I just basically, you know, it was a weight for me, I think. And then I ended up finding some Scotian friends to hang out with, and we started feeling more proud of who we were, but we didn't know exactly where we came from. And the first time I actually had this conversation was with somebody in this room, and that was right there, Mr. Oh, I'm sorry, what's that?
Johnson? What?
No, right there. Stephen Cook. Stephen Cook, thank you. So he actually interviewed me. This is before Soul Food came out, and he was like, and I told him that exact story, and he was like, well, you should write about that. I was like, well, yeah, maybe I should. So and it's been like therapy for me. And if you guys have been on Facebook, I've got this whole, it's called We've Been Here, and I've got it's actually a song, and I actually shared some of it with you, and. It's called We've Been Here, and it just basically it's a song that acknowledges African Canadians' existence here in Nova Scotia. And it's important to me, and like I said, it was there because I went through so much. Just imagine what it's like being in a classroom with everybody else from someplace, and you're embarrassed. Because you can't explain where you're from. You can't explain. And I even find that some of the kids here are the exact same way. And it's you would know. Right? Yeah, because I work for the school board. God bless me. And, but I tell you, so I'll try and teach them through songs and dance and that sort of thing. So that's basically, what's this one called? This one's called We've Been Here. Oh, yeah. Like a t-shirt. Like a t-shirt. Yeah. You guys get a sneak preview of what's up and coming for me. And normally I have background singers, so you guys can sing. We've been here. We've been here. We've been here. We've been here. And that's it. Ooh, we've been here. Been here. You won't find it in your books. Our story ain't being told. Right in front of you, overlooked. our baby's suffering, you're always shook. If you had your way, you'd want me to hide. Don't you know my people fought and died? We've been here. We've been here. Everybody sing. We've been here. From the waters of the pit. We've been here. Through the sweat and the tears. We've been here. Over 400 years. We've been here since the Costa found Port Royal. Black loyalists, yes, they kept it loyal. We've been here. We've been here. Generations growing strong. Ancestry carries on. And they that wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. We will soar on wings like eagles. We must stand and not grow weary. God's plan for us is written. It cannot be changed. Can't be changed. Oh, we've been here from the waters of the pit. Through the sweat and the tears. We've been here over 400 years. We've been like refugees, yes, they came with strong will. Maroons built fortress on Citadel Hill. We've been right here, this song, this land. We've been here. We've been here.
To be up front and personal. This is so much better than the Halifax Commons. It's just, oh, that close. It's just vibrating. Oh my God, that was, yeah, I have to stop for a minute just to absorb that. You know, just take it all in. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah. So, moving along, and you know, our theme, pass the torch, pass the, is it torch or baton?
Pass the torch.
So, Shelley didn't tell me that I had to perform, I just had to host. And so that's great. So,
You can perform.
come on. So here's what I thought I'd do to the putting on the spot of someone else, is I thought that I would pass the torch and give up my song. And I will sort of get folks toward the end with me. We have to just at least do a little bit of justice as we end with the song In My Soul. But I want to pass my turn to sing to some of the younger generation. I want to pass my torch to my daughter.
Oh.
So, I'm going to invite up with us Zamani, who is 15. Who spends a lot of time hanging out with Miss K.
Yes,
Yeah. And so do you have your music queued up there? I'm going to give you my, I'm going to give you this mic.
Yep.
Because I'm not letting you get away, Zamani, like everybody else had to answer questions up here. So Zamani, you're an up-and-coming songwriter. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Well, at least that's what you say every time I'm coming up the stairs. I'm up here working on songs. Come and do the dishes. I'm working on songs. Shuffle the steps. I'm working on songs. Yeah. So this is the price you pay. You get put on the spot to see if you're really. Am I right or am I right? So tell me a little bit about your creative process. Like, when you write songs, what do you do? Do you play an instrument?
Yeah, I play piano, and I mean, I'm not like super advanced or anything, but I know like enough that I can like start from somewhere and turn it into something, and make chord progressions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So, what style of music and what kind of influences, or what kind of music you like to listen to and create?
In terms of like listening to music, I like to listen to like every type of music. But in terms of like the music that I make, I like R&B and like pop and hip hop kind of like fused into one. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Okay, so who's some of your favorite artists in different genres?
Beyonce. Mm-hmm. She's a great performer. I love her performance.
Mm-hmm.
Never a dull moment.
Okay.
Mariah Carey. She's
Yeah.
got a really great voice.
Yeah.
Drake.
Yes, Mr. CN Tower himself. He's a good rockin' drum. Putting Canada on the map. He's gonna bust up the signs, as he said. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And I listen to like a lot of people who are like, British songwriters, and they kind of have like this whole like underground music movement where they're kind of doing their own thing, and they're not following the mainstream, like everybody's signed to like under one label, all the music sounds the same, and all their music sounds like really original and like personal.
Okay. So what song did you select to, after I said you were being drafted and voluntold to sing here tonight? So what did you pick?
A song that I wrote called Anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that one.
It's about like self-love and accepting yourself and like knowing that like no matter what you go through, you're always like yourself and you have yourself and you can like stay strong. And,
yeah. All right. So we've got her music there. So you use. Oh, sorry. Actually, this. So this one. What do you do? How you got like beats and what do you play? I mean, where do you get this music? Do you compose it? What do you use?
I use a program called Logic Pro X. And it comes with a bunch of instruments that I have like a little tiny keyboard like this big, and I can hook it up to my computer, make chords, melodies, and beats and stuff like that, and then I just put them all together and make a song, and then I record on top of it with like a little microphone like I have. It's like hold on a miniature like pack and go studio.
She doesn't need for a moment. She does these overdubs and takes her own voice and does her own harmony on top of her own harmony, on top of her own harmony, and does her own backup. I was like, okay, you don't hire me then. That's okay. Okay, so let's go for it.
Every morning when I wake up, I look in the mirror and say, hey, we are beautiful, and don't you let nobody else get in your way. I want everyone to see. I can't contain it, no, I'm in love with who I've come to be. This is my world, this is my time. Ain't no secrets, I'm in my prime. This is my world, this is my time. Ain't no secret, I'm in my prime. So hold up your hand. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, hang on instead. 'Cause I'm not going anywhere. I believe in me. I believe that we can do anything we put our minds to. You should know that you're not on your own, 'cause we'll be there if you need. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So hold up your head. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, hang on, it's good. 'Cause I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you, Zamani. I'm glad I passed the baton. I'm glad I passed the baton. So,
Are you gonna do something?
you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invite my sister Kim, and let's see, Zamani, maybe sad. We haven't taught the kids our For the Moment songs, but we're going to just try to do it by ear. But we're going to try to do In My Soul, since, all right? And well, Kim, if you can, Amaria, Kim's daughter, another one who a baton has been passed to as well. And so if I can get you guys up here in the audience too, and all y'all too, hopefully we can try to do this In My Soul business here. And Harvey, we need you, Jackie. We need you, Jackie Barkley. Yeah. So,
I'm not here.
Be fun. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Like we're going to be fun. Just now, we've got musicians here, so y'all can help with this. So, am I going to stand? No, you got some points. Here's my stand. See what works best.
You should put us on. Of course, not hiding.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So the story with this song is that a woman by the name of Christine Brown in Toronto was doing a National Film Board documentary on women and poverty, the welfarization of women. Great doc that she did, and she honed in on women from across the country in various situations of poverty, of abuse, and a variety of things. She covered one woman who in British Columbia, a First Nations woman, women in inner city Toronto, women East Coast of Canada, and we were asked to, and I was asked to write music for this documentary film kind of because I had the wonderful invitation from Sister Sylvia Hamilton to do that for her piece on Black women, which then when I wrote the song Black Mother, Black Daughter, I was honored that she actually titled the film after the song, and that was the greatest honor ever. And so from that world of the National Film Board, I got the invitation to do music for this piece on Black women and welfare women. It was called something. I'm trying to remember the exact title. And one of the songs, or the songs, were actually the songs from the film were nominated for a film festival award for best documentary film music and music for documentary, and it won second prize, not first. I'm okay with that, and we're very happy. We got our little certificate and all to show that it received that distinct honor. And apparently, the Yorkton Film Festival in Saskatchewan is considered one of the most prestigious in Canada for documentary films. It's sort of like the Canadian version of Cannes Festival or the Robert Redford or something. So we were really happy. So the song In My Soul was one of the songs. It's about being able to come through and triumph in the face of adversity. And that's basically what the song is about. Yeah. So, you guys think you're going to get this? Try it a bit? Let's try it. Let's do some cooing. Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it. You can come up here and help us. So you need the mic to come back this way a little bit more?
That's good.
Was that song was that a B flat?
Yeah.
Did I get that song in a B flat? What was it? Did I get it in A? B flat? Memory's going too. So kind of does this. Send me later if you want to know that you catch a new tormenting with us. I know you will. In my soul, oh, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, I know we will come through. Oh, in my soul, in my soul, oh, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, I know we will come through. We'll come through tribulations. Oh, keeping, we'll come through trials of poverty, so loud when the pain, and we shall not be silenced by slurs that hold us. For dignity holds the soul, I know we will come through. Oh, in my soul, in my soul, oh, in my soul, in my soul, oh, in my soul, oh, in my soul, I know we will come through. Oh, in my soul, in my soul, oh, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, I know we will come through. Oh, I know we will come through. Oh, I know we will come through. And that's how it goes. The second part, but I'll save that for next year. So, you want to come up here and do some wrap up for us, Shelley? Okay, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For first, let me just say, I want to take a moment to thank all three of these amazing songwriters, Marjorie, Cindy, Owen O'Sound, Zamari Miller. I want to thank Jackie, Kim, and Amaria for coming up here to lend some voices. And Shelley, you've done an amazing thing by putting this event on. I want to thank ALI TV for recording this and keeping this history. So now it's with us forever, right? So we'll always be there. And I want to thank each of you, for sitting and hearing the story. But I'm really happy because we get to know more about who these people are. We need to do this more often. Yeah, so I'm amazed that, and I want to say shout outs. I'm so glad to see people like Stephen Cook, who wrote entertainment stuff for the Herald for years and helped put people on the map. Amazing, and seeing folks here that I hadn't seen for a very long time, and very talented crew. So very much thanks. And I really enjoy the opportunity to host this, Shelley, so I'll give it back to you.
Thank you all for coming tonight. I have had such a wonderful time. And this is the first one, so we're going to have one next year, I hope. We are so blessed in this community to have so many wonderful storytellers and songwriters. As you can tell, not only is Delvina a singer-songwriter, but she's a storyteller.
That comes with the territory.
And I have just been on the verge of tears all night, but I held it in. I told Delvina I'm not going to cry because she knows how emotional I get. But and passionate. This is just means so much to me in my soul, So thanks again, and please have something to eat. There's plenty of food, and hopefully we can all come together next year too.
A round of applause for our singers and for Shelley.
In my soul, in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, I know we will come through. Oh, in my soul, 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 I know we will come through. We'll come through tribulations of a walk that's deep and bare. Trials of poverty so loud going away. Enemies shall not be silenced. Pastors that hold the truth. For dignity holds a soul, and I know we